It's your host with the most, the face that runs the place, the chant that runs the camp is back with another video. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of today's video, and before I introduce you to my guest, please show some love by rating, commenting, and subscribing in the comment section below. Of course, remember to follow me on YouTube.com, which is at Johnny Snapback on YouTube.com, and on Johnny Snapback on Instagram.com and Facebook.com. So I told you guys, change was coming. I'm a man of my word, or at least I try to be. And I mean that because, again, I have a guest here. So, Bestie, introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nisha Bernard. I go by Nisha, and this is my best friend. Keep supporting, support.
And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I had to come through.
I appreciate
my
that.
dog.
So, just to give y'all some background, I've been knowing Nisha since, my freshman year? Our freshman year of college?
Yes.
And I'm 29 now, so that's what? 5, 6 years I've been knowing you?
No, about 11.
Okay.
It's been since
11.
you know what? About 10. It's been since 2011.
Yeah.
2011.
So
about 10 years.
It's been a minute. Like, I trust them. I trust as much as I trust the women in my family. I never told you that, but I do.
Yes.
Honestly, I do.
Understood.
So today, I want to ask her a question that a lot of men wonder about. And, guys, we date women, right? Of course, unless we play for both sides of the fence. And if that's your thing, that's fine. But a lot of men, like myself, like I told you, if you look at my other videos, I am not your average black man. Typically, I'm not your stereotypical hood guy. I'm not the bad guy. At least I don't think I am. I'm probably the villain in somebody's story. I just don't know which one it is.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, one thing that we always wonder is, especially being a black man, of course, and you deal with black women as your first preference. I don't discriminate because I see people, not color and not ethnical background, but people, meaning if I find a woman attractive
Right.
of another race, then I'm going to date her because I find her attractive.
Right. Agreed.
But one thing I've always been curious about, and I think a lot of other men can agree with this, is when you deal with certain black women, not all, because we know that people like to consider all, and we're not doing that on the channel.
Okay.
But certain black women will say, if you approach them respectfully, right? Or let's just say you're just not their cup of tea as far as your demeanor is concerned. They typically will hit you with the following phrase, "Oh, you just not hood enough for me." Now,
Someone told you that before?
I've been told that many times. I never
Wow.
told you that, but it's embarrassing
Wow.
because it's like being a black guy, you kind of have to have those characters. You have to have that. But
seems to be in today.
that's it's been
Everybody
in.
wanna
It's
hood. What words can I say or can't say?
you can
I
say
the N-word?
you can say if you want to. You can.
Everybody want a hood nigga, and it's just not what it say. I guess it's about the excitement. I don't know that it.
So
I don't know. For me, in my younger days, it was about the excitement. But I'm grown now. I don't have time for all that.
So let me ask you a question, because this is the thing. I always want to ask you this. I've never asked you this, so I always want to ask you this.
Sure.
Because you have a history of dating those type of men. Is it safe to say that?
Yes, it's safe to say that.
And we won't drop any names. We don't do that. We don't do that
It's
here.
irrelevant.
So let me ask, what is it about? Well, first of all, what is a hood guy? I'm not going to say the word, but because we try to be family friendly here.
Yes.
But what is it about a hood guy, a bad boy? What is it about that type of man that makes you attracted to them?
Their mentality, I guess. Like, I guess being in the hood, it's tough. Just like I said, the excitement. Like, sometimes females like to be excited. I don't know, honestly. For me personally, it was about, I guess, the excitement, the swagger. I liked it, all of that, and the lingo and all that other stuff, and the little hood life and all that. But it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth it.
So at what point? Because I'm curious. I'm honestly curious now. Like, we just talked, and like I don't even think the camera. I know it's here, but like
Okay.
it's probably 2 shots I have.
Okay.
At what point do you recognize in a man, like, for example, let's say a man approaches you,
Mm-hmm.
if he's like, what determines if he's a hood guy or not?
I guess the way he approaches you, appearance is everything. So, like, if you got that hood swag and that hood swag mentality, pick up, like, females pick up on it. Like, honestly, like, they are attracted to it. They like aggressive men. Like, I think it's about the aggression, because, you know, most hood niggas is aggressive. Like, you know, they just like that. Like, I don't know. They say dealing with a good guy is boring, I guess. I've heard that from some females.
I've heard that
they
as well.
like the excitement of dealing with a hood nigga. Oh, my old man just got shot. Let me go run over here to the hospital. Oh my God. You know, it's just, oh, he messing with this one. He got this baby mama. He in the street. He doing his little thing. Long as he lay in this bed at night, I don't care. It's just, you know, fast money, just appearance, just the attitude. I don't know. I don't know. That's what it was for me, if anything. But
is it safe to say that, not all women obviously, but is it safe to say a lot of women would say that they aren't attracted to these type of men, but they go for these type of men? Because what we typically see it from a male point of view is the men that certain women complain about is always the men that have the negative characteristics, which is typically narcissism, being
Definitely.
selfish, not being a family man.
that comes with being a
Sex
hood
is
nigga.
the most important. Don't get me wrong. I want to
That
make this
comes with
clear.
being a hood nigga.
Like, sex is important, but it shouldn't be the most important thing.
No.
But again, it's like putting a trophy on a shelf. It's like you're hunting and you sleep with a woman. I think those type of men look at sleeping with the woman as already bagged to already. So let me move on to the next. And the funny thing is, a lot of women know this already. Like I said, not all, but a lot of women do know this. But I have to ask, is it the fact that these type of men typically maneuver in a, I wouldn't say alpha-ish way, because that's up to
Yeah.
subject. That's up to discussion.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But
that
is
all
it-
comes with the attitude.
Is it like, is that attractive? Like, being that hood type of guy or that bad boy for, you know, whatever race you are, and being able to sleep with multiple women, is that attractive?
That's definitely not attractive. Every woman, well, I can't speak for everybody, but most women that I know of want an alpha man. You know, they like that, you know, aggressive man-like attitude. They don't want like a good guy that they're gonna run all over. And it's not even about, you know, being a good guy, being ran over because of that. It's just like, if you don't come at a certain female a certain kind of way and you show them your soft side, especially too soon, they're gonna take it and run with it. Honestly, like, I don't know. It's weird.
So, not to cut you off, Bess, but I want you guys to, men and women, to reference and zoom in on this. She literally just said, you can't be too nice too soon.
You
Now,
can't.
I don't think that means be an asshole. Is that what
No,
that means?
I wouldn't say that. It's just, if you wear your heart on your sleeves, like if you're that kind of guy, like, females tend to take advantage of that. Like, they'll see you as a soft dude. Like, if you don't show some form of aggression or some kind of alpha demeanor, like, you would get ran all over. Like, you know, a lot of females, you know, it's just the dating. Like, I'm gonna say we, because me too, in the past, like, I didn't fucked up with, you know, choosing like the kind of dudes because I'm attracted to the demeanor or the swag or the attitude that they may have, but all that ended up blowing up in my face. Like, a lot of females, actually, they, you know, they want a husband, they want to get married.
Okay.
A lot of these females have kids, like, you know, and they just, I don't know, like, they just accept anything. I guess it's just time running out. I don't know what it might be, but they would accept anything. Like, if you in that standard of a hood nigga, or you have some kind of alpha demeanor, or if you dealt with a certain kind of person, like, females tend to go towards that more than anything, versus, you know, settling for a nice guy that'll actually be there, that might marry him. Like, you can't expect a fairy tale from a hood nigga. Like, how you expect to get married and have a family and he in the street? Like, what's gonna happen if you have a child or anything like that? Or, you know, he laying his head where you and your kids lay your head, and, you know, something would say, hey, you putting yourself and your kids at danger just to have a warm body in bed. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, it was exciting at younger ages, like, for fun, for shits and giggles. But when it comes down to settling down and really wanting a husband or a real man, like, it's a difference between a real man and a real nigga. That's not the same thing. Like, it's just that conversation is just so deep. Like, you just gotta understand. Like, it takes a mature mind to understand. Grown women understand. Like, age don't make you grown. It's a lot of older ducks that I know of. A lot of older ducks. Like, just because you feel like you 30 plus and you on your own, that don't make you a grown woman. Like, some boss females make some bum ass moves. Like, I just can't get into it. I can't explain it right now. It's a deep conversation, but it's just standards. Like, some people, I don't know.
Well, as you go on, and I appreciate the feedback. Like I said, I'm not gonna cut you off or anything, because I'm seeking to learn, because I am a male, I'm a man, so, and I'm not a woman. And so what I used to wonder is, like, as I speak right now, there have been women, and I prefer, to date black women, but I don't discriminate. Mm-hmm. I've had women tell me, like, you just off of my speech and my verbiage, even though it's verbiage, I just like to say verbiage because it's funny. They have said you're just not hood enough for me off of that alone. And
that is weird.
But it's happened. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that it's happened to. I'm curious to ask, at some point, do you think that the hood guy is the only option, or is it the best option compared to everyone else that you can pick from? Because I can't speak for all men, but I would like to speak off of what I've been experienced and exposed to. Mm-hmm. In the black community, you can only fall into one or two categories. And someone correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. You can either be that hood guy that's on the corner that might be selling the drugs, that might be perpetuating the glorified rap lifestyle of shooting dudes and you don't even do it. Mm-hmm. Or you can be the bookworm, you can go to school, you can acquire wealth, you can be a family man and be focused on that. The way I was raised to basically have a family, have a wife.
Right. But there is some in between, not to cut you off, Bess, because everybody was not raised like that. Like, a lot of people from the hood or broken homes, like, they're not raised in that way. Like, some people weren't raised on love, they were raised on survival. So when they look at someone that they might be dealing with or dating, they can make you feel like they love you because they're there in the presence or whatever the situation is. But it's a difference between somebody just leeching off you, like, just there, like, ain't no advancing for you.
So let's talk about that for a second, because I know survival protection, you want to be covered by a man, period, as your protector, as your guardian, right?
Yes.
Is the perception, those type of men, the bad boys, the hood men, are they the ones that are perceived to be able to do that better, or do you feel more safe with those men per se? If you go back to your mindset of how you used to be, because I want to make this clear, because I know now things are a little bit different, and that's great. Don't get me wrong. Even if it wasn't that way, I would still be by your side. It's just the fact that now, since we're older, I get a chance to ask you these things, because again, I think we weren't mature enough to have this conversation when we were younger. But going back to my point, is it do those bad boys perpetuate the protection that a woman would want? Meaning, if a guy steps to you crazy, he's gonna be there to put him in check and defend your honor, per se. Like, indulge on that. Like, describe that to me, because
some females do feel that way. They feel like if they messing with, like, a hood nigga or a bad boy or whatever the situation is, they feel like they protected. But at the end of the day, you don't know what this man doing behind you. Some females do know it. They just don't care. They just like it. Like, that's what they used to, how they was raised or whatever the situation is. But I was kind of scared, like, because I wouldn't want to be in a car with a particular person, like, honestly, like, I wouldn't even want to ride to the store with you, because I don't know what you're into when you're not around me. And just thinking back on it, it's stupid, because I don't know if anybody could have been following this boy or anything like that to my house, or anybody that I've ever dated or dealt with that's been in that lifestyle. Like, you know, you don't think about that. Like, you living in that moment. You don't think like what's gonna happen in the future, and if you do, like, some females just don't care. Like, you know, they just want that warm body, like, you know. But
Wow.
as far as like the hood nigga and feeling safe and protected, I would say yes and no, because you don't know what could happen. You don't know what's going on in the streets. Like, he not gonna tell you everything. Like, you know, and even if he do, like, you never know what might happen. Like, you know, it's not safe, but that's the lifestyle we live. Like, you know,
Wow.
that's the life some people are used to or grew up in or whatever.
And I think that's probably a hard cycle to break if that's all you knew growing up,
Definitely.
for sure. I think it depends on the environment you grow up in.
Well, I wouldn't say that, because, you know, I grew up in a great environment. Like, I didn't have to see anything like that or deal with anything like that. But I know of other females that were well taken care of, like, didn't, you know, have
Okay.
to want for anything. Like, they didn't have a struggle in life, but they choose to, like, if you didn't notice, like, these hood niggas even pulling white girls. Like, you know, they just like that excitement. Like, you know, it's, I don't know.
Well,
I can't explain it.
I
It's just
think
weird.
just to break topic for a second, I think there is a reason for that. One thing I was always told is, being a black guy, like, certain women of other races are always going to be curious because of a few factors. Typically, two for
Absolutely.
certain. One is sexual prowess in the bedroom, for number one.
Mhm.
Number two is just there's something about the way a black man carries himself, from what I've
Well,
been told.
black men are high commodities, so, you know, black men are wanted by every race. Like, you know, I'm not saying black women aren't neither, but, you know, it just, I guess it fluctuated. It depends. Different folks, different strokes.
So if I had to, because there's two things I really do want to, like I said, just to get it out, just because I'm curious. I'm honestly curious. So for you to, I know you said something earlier about you saying you were fearful for your life, to an extent.
Sometimes it depends.
But
Like, you don't want to be caught in the street or
I
in
would-
public with nobody, and you
I
don't know
would-
somebody want their head.
I
Like,
would hope
you know.
not. But this is the thing. All right. And like I said, thank God, because again, you're still here. But
Justin, oh my God, please don't exaggerate.
the thing is, if you knew that, because I tell you right now,
I knew it.
I don't.
And I also lived in the hood, so fuck, anything could have happened.
Well, that's why I'm referencing to this point. I don't need someone to shoot at me twice to know that they're trying to kill me. So, if you knew that, but you would date these men continuously, why is that? If you knew that,
I mean, it's just all about maturity. Like, sometimes you don't think about all that. You so focused on what you want now. Like, you don't think about, like, the future or how things could have turned out and stuff like that. And like I said, you really a product of your environment. Like, whatever you see, whatever you used to, whatever you've been around, or whatever the situation is, then that's just what it's gonna be. Like, you know, if you from the hood, like, you know, even if you had a decent life, a good middle class life, you know, living in the hood, you still gone, you know, that's you. Like, you know, you just, I don't know, bestie.
so to end, just to wrap things up, because you know, again, like I said, we can go on and on about this, but the major
Yes,
points as
it's so much.
to why, and the continuation as to why. But and you're older now,
Yes.
so one thing, well, maybe two more things, and then I'm done. What would you say to women that are coming after you, because we're a part of a different generation now? What would you tell those younger women that want to pursue these type of men potentially?
Well, honestly, it's not really nothing you can tell them. Like, their mama can't even tell them nothing. Like, my mama wasn't even able to tell me, oh, you know this, you know that. You know, I still wanted to do what I wanted to do. It's nothing you can tell nobody. They have to experience it and learn from it on their own. And if you experience it and you continue to experience it and you don't learn from it, then you just gonna be a product of your environment. Like I said, you're gonna be stuck there. So, you know, elevation requires separation. You got to get away from that sometimes. Like, it's not all about that. Like, you can find balance. You can find a nice alpha male with a, you know, strong masculine attitude that's still like a good guy. because I have one, self-spoken, but at the same time, definitely don't let me walk over you, like you just, I don't know, but you can't tell nobody nothing. Like, if that's what they want, that's what they want. Like, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell them otherwise. They don't care what they hear, they don't care what happened, what's going on, being treated like shit. You just gonna eat that shit up and deal with it if that's what you want, especially if you feel like, I don't know, that's all you used to. So, some females are really like, I don't want no soft ass nigga. Like, I'm used to dealing with this kind of nigga, this hood nigga, so that's what I'm gonna deal with. But it's the same kind of females that's still alone. Like, you stressing, this nigga over here, this nigga over there, this nigga in jail, this nigga just wherever he wanna be, and you just stressing. You're not getting tired of it. As long as you have this warm body, whenever he feel like coming around, like, that's, I'm not saying that's me. I ever took no shit. I'm not saying it's any female, but that's how it is sometimes. Like, honestly, sometimes I feel like the females are more desperate than the males. Like, a female will, just like the same about a male, a female will kill you over a nigga, cross you up in the worst way. Like, it's just savage out here. Like, these hoes not playing behind these niggas. I'm telling you, like, you know that song by Read It for that dick, baby. The hoes cut up behind that dick.
So
cut up, baby. Cross you up, baby, on some hot sauce shit.
As you can see, guys, because some people don't know you that watch my stuff. The guys, as you can see, she balances me out pretty well because she's that hood friend that I always have had.
Well, I wouldn't say hood friend. I'm very well spoken,
Of course you are.
I am,
Of course you are. Don't get me wrong, but right now,
from time to time, but,
now,
I'm a classy girl.
This is the hood side coming out to play. So, thank you, Best, for some insight.
Anytime,
I want you guys to sound off in the comment section or email me at johnnysnapback@gmail.com if y'all want her to come back to do another video for something else. I'm pretty sure this is not the last time you guys will see her.
Definitely.
Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as you already know, I'll be back in the week with another video.
And also, bestie, I'm sorry to cut you off, but also if you have any opinions or if you have a strong stance on how you feel about this, or if you don't agree with something either one of us said, like, let it be known. Like, speak it out so we can really get into it if y'all want to continue this conversation, because shit is really real. Like, with dating, the dating world is fucked up. With the black community, I don't even want to go there with, this black shit, but we gotta just do better as far as families and picking men to bring into our households with our children, even if you don't have children, bringing into your comfort zone, like, and it ain't right, like, you just gotta watch how you move sometimes, and that ain't none of my business. People gonna do what they want to do or whatever, but it's just friendly female advice from somebody that then got a little taste of the bullshit or dealing with particular kind of people. Like, you just gotta want more for yourself and have more self-respect and just morals. And if you plan on going anywhere professionally in the future, like, you can't, like, you can't take a hood nigga with you, especially if he don't want to break out their lifestyle. Like, you can't be a professional and have a hood nigga over here. Like, it's not gonna balance for you. So, and if it is working out for you, to each his own. But, that shit not cute.
I just want to say something right quick. Yeah, you shouldn't be offended, Baz. I just noticed
absolutely
not. If I figure this out, I'm gonna have to put a counter on this video because you didn't said that so much.
What?
The phrase,
I'm sorry, bestie. That's just how people be talking and they always say the same thing, like New Orleans dudes. Like, they say, you heard me after everything.
Of course.
After everything.
Absolutely.
They get 2 words out and say, you heard me before the sentence
I think it would be interesting and funny to see how many times you said it this video. Either way. Regardless, though.
Say it again.
Y'all
That's
know.
my word.
I'll be back in the week, next week, whenever, with another video.
And I'll be back whenever, if y'all want me back.
With another video. Y'all have a good one.